Hello, my name is Stephen. Welcome to a video on keeping active, particularly for those starting exercise for the first time. Today we're going to be using a few household items. So all you're going to need is some water bottles. So if you want to get some bottles, fill them with water to give yourself some resistance, and a tea towel, and maybe some bags. Bag for life would be ideal if you want to lift a slightly heavier weight. We're going to go through an upper body workout today, and we can do that either sat down in a chair or out of the chair. It's up to you. So first of all, just checking that you're feeling fit and well, ready to do some exercise. We're going to be lifting some weights. You can just use your own arm resistance if you prefer it, but I've just put some water in some bottles. To start with, we're just going to do some warm-up exercises. So our warm-up exercise, a nice easy one, is just 4 shoulder shrugs. We're just going to make sure our shoulders are mobilised. So we're lifting our shoulders up, and then we're going to do 4 shoulder rolls. We're going to lift our shoulders up and back. And again, we're going to do 4 of those. Our stretches come at the end, that's when we need to do those. And then we're just going to have an arm march. And the arm march, again, just loosens up our arms. So we should be looking at doing our strength work twice a week. So it's really important, as well as keeping fit around the house, that we increase our strength. So we're going to go straight into some exercises with the weights. So we can use things like tins or bottles of water. Tins are slightly lighter. It wants to feel like there's some resistance in there, so it needs to feel like you're doing some work. It doesn't feel too light. So I'm going to start off in a warm-up. We're just going to do a warm-up set with some arm curls. So with the arm curl, we're going to keep our elbows into our side, and we're just going to alternate from one arm to the other. And we're going to do 15 on each arm. Now, if this sort of weight doesn't feel like it's enough, then it might be that you need to use a bottle of water. And the technique on these is really important. You keep your elbows tucked into your side. Keep breathing, so you're trying to breathe as normal, trying to hold your breath. And then when we've got through 15 on each side, we're going to have a short rest. For the second set, I'm just going to try and put a little bit more weight into it. So I'm going to use the water bottles this time. So again, just fill those up. This just adds a little bit more weight. And again, same technique, so we're sitting up nice and tall. And for this second set, I'm actually going to do them up out of the chair. So now we've done a bit of a warm-up, we're going to stand up and we're going to lift our arms up towards our shoulders. So this is the bicep curl, the arm curl. And you'll probably feel the muscle in your arm working as you do that movement. So you're lifting your arm up towards your shoulder. And as I said, it's optional, so you could do these in seated if you prefer. It just gets all your core, all your tummy muscles and your back muscles working a little bit harder if you can manage to do them in standing. So that's the arm curl, that's our first exercise. Alright, so the next one we're going to do, we're going to keep holding the water bottles, and we're going to do the shoulders next. We're going to do some exercises for our shoulders. The first exercise we're going to do is a front raise. So the front raise, we're going to lift the water bottle up, alright, towards the front, and we're just lifting our hands up to shoulder height. With having our arms away from our body, it'll feel more difficult. So this exercise might feel a little bit more difficult than the arm curl. So this might be where you would prefer to use the tins rather than a heavier weight. And again, we're doing 15 of those on each arm. Keeping our breathing as normal. And then back down again. And with the strength training, we have that rest in between each set before we go into another 15. And it's making sure we've got that slight bend in your elbow as you're bringing your hand up. And our hand only comes up to shoulder height, so we're not working above our head. This is going to help our shoulders. Strengthen our shoulders. You'll be able to feel that. None of the exercises you want to feel uncomfortable. If they do, don't carry on. You just want to feel nice and comfortable as you're doing these exercises. You feel the muscles working but nothing wants to feel uncomfortable. And back down again. Alright, so we're going to just put the bottles down. Our next exercise we're going to do for our chest. So I'm just going to walk over to a wall. So you find a bit of wall, and we're going to do the chest press against the wall. So it's like a press up. So we're taking our feet shoulder width apart, the same with our arms, and then we're just pressing against the wall. So any wall, as long as it's sturdy and secure, you can do your press up against. And I'd advise starting with a wall press and moving on to something like a press up on the floor. If any of you feel like you can do that, that's fine. But if you're just getting into exercise, I'd recommend the wall press to start with. Try and do those a few times a week, and then move on to more challenging exercises like a press up on the floor. And again, with the strength work, we're going to do two sets of 15 on everything. So we're going to go through that again. We've had that short break in between. Getting our technique right is really important. So we've got our feet again, making just sure we're shoulder width apart, the same with our arms, and then the pressing again. And we should feel this across our chest and our arms as we're doing this exercise. Nice and controlled as you're doing that. Keeping the technique, keeping the breathing so you're nice and constant with the breathing. We're not holding our breath at all. And up to 15 of those, so you should start to feel that in your arms as you get up there. That's excellent. Well done. We're going to go back over to the chair. If at any point you need to have a sit down, drink of water, that's fine to break up these exercises with that. Going to go back to the bottles of water this time again. And for this exercise, we're going to do one for our upper back. So it's important that you try and work all your muscle groups. So we've done the shoulders, we've done the chest against the wall. This one we're going to go out to the front, so we're going to bring the arms out and bring them back in again. We're doing that chest press exercise. We're pressing out with the weight out to the front. Again, we're trying to keep a constant speed, so it's nice and controlled. We're not rushing these. One more, and again we'll have that rest. To keep it nice and consistent, we're aiming for 2 sets of 15 of all the exercises we're doing today. That's something you can develop over time as you do them more often. You can add an extra set in or do more of them, that's fine, or increase your weight to challenge yourself more. So we'll go into the second set, the chest press. So if we're doing these in standing, it just works all our core muscles. There's no harm in sitting back down again if you prefer on any of these. If you're getting tired, better to keep going in the seat and stop altogether. Well done, that's excellent. Okay, I'm just going to bob those down for a moment. The other thing we can do, if we need a bit more weight, so if anyone's stronger, feel that those sort of weights aren't giving you enough resistance, what we can do is put more weight into a bag. So something like a bag for life, you can put more weight and it's easier to lift. So we've got that extra weight in there, which we can do some exercises with now. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to bring them together. So we've got extra weight. And I'm going to do a row, so I'm just going to bring my arms up towards me. So I've got quite a bit more weight in there as an example with the bags for life. So the elbows are coming up to the side, again up to shoulder height, standing nice and tall, slightly soft knees. I wouldn't advise everybody to use this much weight, so it might be you only use one bag, Some of you maybe would just use the bottle of water. It's just an example of how you can put some real resistance in there if you want to. Because it does want to feel when we're doing these exercises that we're challenging ourselves. So again, bending the knees just to place those down before we do the second set. So some of you might find that one's too much, so you might just use one bag. So I'll do the second set just with one bag. Again, you're just bringing that, lifting up, doing this standing row. Much easier to hold on to these if you're lifting more weight. They're really useful for that. That's excellent, and we'll put those down. We're going to do the triceps next, so that's an exercise for the back of your arm. So we've done the arm curls, we work the front, and now we're going to move on to the back of the arm. Okay, so what we're going to do for that one is we're just going to do an exercise we call the kickback. So for that exercise, we're going to stand, I'll just stand side on so you can see me, and it's just start with your elbow out, and we're extending the arm back. And as you're doing it, you should just feel the muscle in the back of your arm working. And again, I've used a tin, but you could work harder by using the bottle of water. And then I'll just turn the other way so you can see more clearly, and we'll do the other arm. So you're bending that elbow and bringing it back out. And you should feel that in the muscle in the back of your arm as you're doing that one. You're doing really well with these. There's quite a lot of exercises we're doing for the upper body. So it's a good all over upper body workout, this one. And then I did one arm at a time, but you can do both. So the second set, I'm just going to do both arms at the same time. And as with all the other exercises, we're doing 15 of these. So 2 lots of 15. Well done. And then we're going to put those down. The final exercise that you might want to do, we're going to have a sit back down because we're just about finished with a tea towel. Wrist strength is really important, so particularly if we're older and we're worried about falls, anything like that, wrist strength, getting bottle tops off is really important. So with this, all we do is twist and squeeze. So we get hold of the dishcloth, tea towel, whatever you've got, start with your elbows out to the side and twist and squeeze and bring them together. And you should just feel the muscles in your forearm and your wrists just working as you do that. I'm just going to do one set of 15 of those today, but you might want to build a second set into those as you do them in other workouts. What I recommend is doing these exercises, the strength work, twice a week. So try and repeat this again during the week. To finish off the exercises, we're just going to do some more of the shoulder shrugs. So we're just going to do 4 of those and 4 of the shoulder rolls. And then 2 stretches. So we're going to stretch out to the front and just hold that for 10 to 15 seconds. And then we're going to take our hands behind our back, sit up tall and squeeze our shoulder blades together. Take a nice relaxing breath as we get to the end of our strength session. And that's just to stretch out your chest again, 15 to 20 seconds. And then we're just going to give that upper body a little bit of a shake out. And well done, you've completed the session.